Jabbar, when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has to come on the court, give you the ball, because in the middle of the game, because you have the most point ever, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar passes the ball with an attitude. Yeah, nigga, you just fuck with your head tape. Yeah, a lot of attitude. Kareem ain't even want to come. Boy, so to me, Michael Jordan still there. The year is getting smaller for me. If he wins the championship, I don't know what to say. Because let's say he wins the championship, I'm not happen this year. Let's say it does happen this year, Mace, right? I'm asking you this, right? Mace.
Yeah.
If he wins the championship this year, he has 4 rings, right? If he wins, he has 4 chips now. If he wins a ring this year, Bronny wins a ring this year, that's 6 rings.
Crazy. That would just
I'll be wild.
I get it. Insane.
Now he's not wrong.
I get it. This is your guy. I get it. They're wearing the Jordans right now. They're not in Coachella and LeBrons, man. They ain't Coachella and Jordans, man. You're not wearing retro Bronny. You wearing retro Jordans, man. That was a killer. I get it. The 6 rings. That was a great ploy. Shout out to Chris and Rich.
great. Then people be like, LeBron can't retire now.
Right? This is
can't
this
retire.
train is left,
You
man.
gotta play
This train is
250.
left the building, man. I don't think it's comparable. Like for real. And with my basketball IQ, I don't think it's comparable. I think you patting stats. You know how a nigga pat stats. A nigga gets 60, that don't mean he's better than you. He just got 60.
Two things can be true though. It can be because people can still wear the Jordans, but like he said, it's about 2 rings, and we're talking about the series.
No, I'm saying
like,
if he wins a championship with his son, is it a memorable moment? Yes.
What?
I'm not saying it's
historic
not,
moment.
that it doesn't put him. We keep
Right.
moving the goalposts of what greatness
because
is
that's
about.
the goalpost that wasn't. You know what I'm
This is
saying?
about. This is what greatness is about.
This is
Greatness is
going on
about
right now. Like,
having great
in the playoff.
adversity and still performing. That's what it's about. It's not about all of the things we talking about. It's about, and when you join teams, you lessen the difference. It's just, that's what takes greatness, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you took it away. I can't do nothing about that. When Mike bit Holyfield ear, right? We can't unsee that he bit his ear. He bit his ear. We knew Mike was this before he bit his ear. I got to count that. I got to count that in the legacy. I can't remove that out of the legacy because, you know, it's like me rapping and leaving rap, right? I can't take that out of the legacy. That's in there. So whatever you're gonna do, it gotta be greater than that because that's what you did, right? You joined team. You joined a team with 2 other niggas and got chips. I can't undo that.
But I don't understand what stats did you
What are you
count
talking about?
exactly?
Did that?
Because Mike ain't won no championship without Scottie Pippen, but then after Horace Grant went left, they actually lost to Horace Grant and them niggas. And when he came back, with Orlando, so what you gonna do? Get a better with Dennis Rodman, a better version of it. He don't win no championship without a great small forward and a great power forward. It's just, that's the way it is. No team is the same every year. It's no
I
team
get
is the
it,
same
man.
every
That's your
year.
man. I get it. It's your man.
It's not my, it's,
I get it.
it's
That's
cool.
your
I
guy.
fuck with Braun, but it's just the facts too.
Braun
Like,
is-
we're not gonna ignore those
Ron
facts.
is not better than Jordan. I don't know anybody
No, but see-
watching the game that would really think that, like in their real mind. If they don't know either one
Well,
of them,
the young
and they
people
just
say,
watch this
like
highlight
my
and this
son,
highlight,
like,
and says,
He says no. He said if Jordan was playing now, he'd be a role player. I said no.
And it's a bunch of people that would say,
I said
way
from the kids that only wears Jordans.
yeah, and
And- but you
there's
gonna diss the man.
something wrong with them.
I said,
And there's something
I
They
said,
say the same about
I said one thing that LeBron has in
With the
he
basketball
can't accomplish because he
stars
already
was
lost
not
the
a
finals.
free
guy.
He's
Listen,
not
Jordan
paying
never lost in the
attention.
finals.
You don't want to give Bron his
He
credit.
went to
He's
the
a Bron
finals.
hater.
let me
He
tell you
won,
something. even
You
the
got
people
6
that
chips, too.
used to
You
say
didn't get to 6 yet
that
neither.
Kareem
And if you
and
did
Wilt
get to
and
6,
them
it
was
took you
better.
20-something
After
years
they
to
saw
get to
different
6.
teams,
Jordan,
right?
Mhm.
they even came to the senses, no, this is
And
something
Jordan
different.
did it with just one
This
team.
is something different. And LeBron is
That's not the case too. I got people who got Kareem number one.
He did it with one.
I know people who still.
see.
And he did 3 back-to-back, right? Twice. Yep.
Keep that. Whenever somebody starts to
Only
not
reason
be
LeBron
truthful on this show is somehow the feed just goes out. I don't
The
know.
whole thing about it is you're making an argument about somebody not arguing with you. You're just not paying attention to other people's logic and making your logic about your logic. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you other people's
What's their logic?
my
What's their logic?
It's crazy because someone did the
Some
math.
people
that
still
Jordan
say
actually
that Kareem is
Same
better
trajectory
than
like
Michael
Jordan
Jordan. It
actually
depends on how old you are when you grew up at. It's people that say LeBron is better than Michael Jordan. I don't say that. I'm saying that LeBron is closing the gap for me. You have to hear what he's doing. You have to understand that. You gotta understand that LeBron has longevity, and this is part of the stuff that I don't agree with, but this is why they're using load management as an excuse. They're saying that the reason people do load management is you got a young career. You got Charles Barkley who retired at 36. You got Dwayne Wade who retired at 36. You got Isaiah Thomas who retired at 32. Magic Johnson only played 12 years. Larry Bird only played 12 years. These players are playing longer. You got KD who's 38. You got
but remember, they ain't talking about like the youngins who born in 97 or 2000.
I'm not agreeing with that. I'm
That's
just
like somebody talking about players born, I mean, from the 70s.
You
know
know
it's like you talk about Elgin, like
Bill Russell, they're like, no, them players wasn't even good.
That it's people that believe a lot of things
But in
and
that
put logic
time,
on it that's not actually true.
One of
But
the
you
greatest,
know, that's what makes them
This is
down,
actually, what I'm telling you, this is actually true that Larry Bird played 12 years. It's actually true that Charles Barkley retired at 36. It's actually true that Dwayne Wade retired at 36. This is not logic. This is a fact that these players retired at this time. That's not logic. It's just the truth.
All right. If we're talking logic, it's actually true the symptoms of steroids. Now, if you want us to have a conversation about what's actually true, we could have that conversation because I can explain it on the natural, on the supernatural, on science, however you want to explain it. He's not better than He's not
Explain what you mean when you say steroids, because I don't know what you're talking about. I would like to hear a lot of it. Go ahead. We got time. Go ahead. Tell us what you mean.
I mean, Nick back there putting the thumbs up. Tell him to pull up what steroids do to the physical body. Let's go, Stat. I'm not going down that.
You're accusing of being on steroids.
I'm not going down that. I'm not going down that road.
Why bring it up? Why bring it up if you don't want to talk about it?
Because we're talking about logic. If we're talking about logic, then we got to stick with everything that's on that logical stage. We don't get to just put one person in the logics that go for the player. We got to put the things out there that logically don't make sense. They're both logic.
But you're not explaining it and being accurate. You're being passive about what you're talking about.
I'm not being passive. I'm just not ready to reveal all my sources.
It sounds like you're being passive. This ain't really like you. I'm really disappointed.
No, to be honest, I don't even need the logic. I don't even need that logic. For me, when I'm gonna just say it like this. Everything that we're talking about with LeBron, we understand that there's certain things that the NBA works out for LeBron. I'm cool with that, but you can't. The way my eyes work, you can't blind these eyes and make me see stuff that ain't true. I know what the real truth is. If you need me one day to come up here with truth, I will do that. But right now, it's not.
But that's what you should be doing that's what you should
Well,
be
that's
doing.
what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that just for you and Stat, just for y'all to have that.
Yes.
Cause I'm a lot.
So I'm gonna take what you're saying, since you don't want to say it. I'm implying, to me, it seems like you're implying LeBron is on steroids. That's what it seems like you're implying, if you don't want to disagree with that.
I'm implying that once I get my every single thing that steroids do, I'm just gonna give you the logic and you tell me who's on steroids.
Anyway, since you don't want to be commit to what you're saying, I'm gonna say
Very committed. I'm very committed. Give me a day and I'm listening. We here every day, so it ain't, you know, we're gonna do a case study.
That's what it sounds like.
So it's like, we're talking
I don't think it may
we can
be
have
like
facts
straight up
about it,
steroids.
and that way it's not logic, your logic.
That's an argument, right? Because there probably some supplements that you take now that could have been advanced supplements back in the day.
Right now, with the
You know
hand
what I mean? So,
Exactly.
Right.
yeah.
It's my birthday month.
Right.
Yeah.
Refresh the everyday with Mentos gum.
Unless
Yes
it's
to
something
fresh.
natural.
Right.
They got me done good.
No, it's not
They got me
that.
done. Yeah. Enough to piss me off. I went up in my house.
But I don't know, I think
Oh, then you do a report right now. I told
playing
you.
that long.
Yeah. Hey, I'm trying to go back to Canada. Yeah. Well, I'm done. Yeah.
Is this like people that work out? That have been working out for years and they don't like.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
In my town,
Years old. I'm
they really don't even have
like,
the
working out since he was 20 something, you know?
And in my experience,
All that goes into play.
There's those ones that sit there and
someone
cheer.
supervises it. So as part of the case, not only are we looking at
Diet is
compensation,
really good.
but I do my very best to alleviate those concerns and to take care of
You
it.
feel rough?
It's a little tangled.
I told you. You sure?
Yeah.
Seems like Mason's
That's what I was worried about.
LeBron's
That's what I
on
was really ashamed
steroids, but
about.
like I was saying, you got Jamal
Tonight.
Crawford, who was 40 years
No,
old,
it's
who
not.
scored 50 points, and he's
I
still
got all the
boxing
perm
that
out,
since
that's
the
why.
NBA's not gonna put him
Ain't
in
no
there.
more perms
Because
out.
Carter can still do windmill dunks. He's 42, 43 years old, and the NBA just not gonna put him in there. But Noah Hopkins won a championship at 48 years old in boxing. They're just not gonna put him as a championship contender. George Foreman won a heavyweight championship at 44 years old. So maybe they're all on steroids. I have no idea what Mason's talking about, but let him come with the logic for it.
Maybe they are.
Maybe so.
Maybe two of the ones you talked about were.
Well, that's the other three that maybe the other three that I mentioned. Maybe if you work out every day and eat right and don't do any bad habits, cool. You just said that you like Floyd. Floyd is 49 years old.
I do
Is
like
he on steroids? He don't drink, he don't smoke, he jog every day. He's still beating niggas up the last time we checked. Is he on steroids? He's a big advocate of against steroids. So I don't think that it's necessarily age, it's about how you take care of your body. And that's what's really important. But I'll wait for the fact sheet. I was just getting the audience because I think we was all a little confused where we were going with it.
Boy.
So
No, there's nothing to be confused about. We're gonna do the case study.
Yeah, waiting for the case study, because I don't know nothing about this
Yeah.
logic, but
So everybody over 40 who's good is, I think Mason basically saying they're on steroids. That's
No,
what I take.
I don't add. There's no need to add anything to what I'm saying. I'm saying I do believe, this is my personal opinion, I do believe LeBron has enhanced his body. Cause I do believe
But
that.
they say he spent $1 million
So
on
it's
his
not,
body.
it's not about everybody
But
else.
it's the first time.
Because I'm not,
It's the first time you
They
say
spent
it.
$1 million
everybody else
on
and putting it
which I
right
would too
on
if
the
I had that
person
type
I'm
of
talking
money.
about.
but of course,
But that's the first time you said it in 7
Hey,
minutes. We've been asking for you to say it.
Because it's not, when I speak, I like to have the facts in front of me. I don't like to speak what I feel without the facts in front of me. So the way you're communicating, you're trying to get me to say something that I'm not ready to share until I have the facts. Once I have the facts, I can say, okay, you saw this young lady in the car with this guy. You saw this young lady buy
want me to set up?
condoms.
So
You
don't
saw
have
this
any
lady
notes of what you
walk
want to
out
set
of a
up? So you
hotel.
coming down?
You know, when she
You
put
want
it
me to
all
set up?
together,
You
you
fine.
can come to the conclusion that she didn't do nothing, but that would be the way they think. I think if she was in the car, she had condoms, she went in the hotel, she came out with a guy, she did something.
Yeah.
That's just the way
My
I
thing
think.
is, how am I trying to get you to see
So
it?
it's
When you implied it, I can't read
They
your
go
mind.
that logic
You
is
just-
wild.
That's right. To a hotel.
There are other guys in there that I wasn't talking about, like you put Bernard Hopkins, you put George Foreman, all of these players. I'm talking about LeBron
That's what
James.
makes them unique though. The
All right,
sport.
but that's the first time you
You
said
never
it.
hear
A
this
minute
on
ago, you
TV,
talked
yeah.
about 7 minutes, so I was trying to get down to the new, I didn't know, because you implied it, and then you was like, I'm not gonna say nothing.
So I would be
So now
surprised.
we know who you're talking about. I get it.
We'll do a case study. We'll come back to it. There's a lot of things
Yeah.
to discuss, a lot of things that we're seeing. But of course, shout out to the Rockets for winning this game because that's really who I think a lot of us thought we were going to win this series to begin with. So even seeing that Lakers took the lead, like Cam said, that gap is starting to close, and we will see what happens over time. So moving on to this next game, which is actually one of my favorite series. So the Knicks even the series with a Game 4 win, beating the Hawks 114-98. Mace, are we looking at a real momentum shift, or do you see this as just like a temporary game?
I really wanted that game to go differently because just to see how things would play out. I think right now because they were able to get this game on the Hawks floor, I think it kind of dampers the whole morale that they had. I'm not sure how they return because this is a young team. Normally when teams are young, they have to build that confidence right now because the Knicks were able to go in Atlanta and get this type of game. And it seemed like they jumped out on them from the beginning. You know, they made sure that they were running, they were doing everything they weren't doing the first couple of games. So it looked like the coach has fully regrouped. Snyder has regrouped and got this team to play. Brown had got this team to play better than Snyder got the group to play. And it just seemed like the Knicks have found their stride. Even it looks like, remember I said earlier in the year, if Jalen Brunson would score less, they would win. And people didn't get that logic because they so used to them getting 30 and 20 and 25. But to be the type of team they need to win, they're going to have other players that get points. And in order for players to play well and get points, they got to get the ball. And when you're taking a bulk of the shots as the point guard, the team is not going to have the flow that they need to win games. So his success with scoring so many points actually come back to be an Achilles heel as they go on in the series because even when they get to the next round, they don't have enough confidence in the other players. And that's what always trumps the Knicks' victories. But this was a great win for the Knicks. I look to the Knicks probably will win the next one.
Okay, Kim.
Yeah, the Knicks came out and punched Atlanta in the face. That's what happened. And the lesson basically from the beginning of the game, and the refs, this game to me was rough differently from game 3. The refs kind of let them play, and the Knicks was all right with the physicality. You know, picking Atlanta's pocket, C.J. McCullough having trouble getting past people. Excuse me. Alvarado, Jalen Brunson had went to the locker room for a few minutes. It wasn't that long. He twisted his ankle, came back fairly quick. But during that time, that's when the Knicks actually went on a run. Alvarado was a pest, picking pockets, hiding behind people, stealing the ball. And the ref was letting them get away with a little more physicality in game 4 than they did in game 3. And the Knicks loved it. And I think they like it. And I think Atlanta didn't like the physicality. And after that happened, they never was able to bounce back. You could see it in their morale as the game went on. And the Knicks were just hype about it. I think that the Knicks should go home and win this game. If they win this game, this next game, whoever wins this next game wins the series. And I think the Knicks should win this next game going home. I would love to see how this game is going to be officiated because game 3, to me, it was the little ticky-tack fouls here and there. As in game 4, it wasn't. And I like it better like that. Atlanta's just going to have to step up if the game is going to be refereed like that and say, okay, cool, they're letting us hand check a little bit. They letting us bump and grind pour, so to speak, when you're on the box. They have to get used to that, and if that's the way it's going to be officiated, I don't know if Atlanta is tough enough for that. We'll see what happens.
Well, they only had a competitive.
We definitely
it was
saw a lot of
competitive in the
problems
minutes,
with
though,
Atlanta
so-
in this specific game because my original take, like I said, it was going to go 7 games, and I thought that the Hawks were going to have the upper hand, which we did kind of see from the first couple of games, especially from the way that CJ McCollum has been playing because he's really been the villain for the Knicks. But even just like little issues, like when Jalen Brunson had to go to the locker room for a little bit because he had an injury, like they didn't pick up. Like the Hawks didn't take advantage of his absence, and even just little things toward the end. And then Cat to me still has a phenomenal game. So I think now the Knicks have got that kind of backup. They're going to be able to maintain that kind of like said, if they win this next game, which you also said they win this next game, and I think that they can seal the deal. But I think the Hawks do figure something out, which they might. They've just been a little pulling here, pulling there. You never really know where it's going to go, but I do think this next game the Knicks got. So we'll see if they'll be able to take it over, and it's looking like they might be able to. Okay, so the Timberwolves, they lose Ant-Man and DiVincenzo. What happens next? We will discuss after the break.
Controller.
A little bit.
Boom. I won't be cleaning mold and mildew next week, thanks to this.
Did you know Lysol disinfectant spray can actually prevent mold and mildew growth? Spray it every week to break the cycle.
Yeah.
Lysol, what it takes to protect.
Oh, look, I'm bottomless. Just like bottomless apps for $9.99 at Buffalo Wild Wings. That's right, you can get bottomless mob sticks, fried pickles, and so much more for you and all your bottomless friends. Bottomless apps for $9.99 only at B-Dubs.
She calls this thing about us toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like
It's good. It's fine. I just got it's like
baby, I'm on problem, babe. She's out of here and I don't know. What's rubbing in me, won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it, wanna be free.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
Welcome back. So game 4, Timberwolves beat the Nuggets 112-96. So Timberwolves lose DiVincenzo to a torn Achilles, and Anthony Edwards will be out for multiple weeks with a bone bruise. Not news that we like to hear, but Mace, how does this reshape the team's outlook? And then what did you think about the game?
Oh man, this is one of those things that I talk about. I hate when teams win and can't advance the win, right? Like they get the win, but they won't be around for the next series. It's almost like you get beat by somebody that loses in the championship. This team, they're gonna go on. I think even with this, they may go on to lose to Denver, right? And then Denver ends up winning, and then they go on to play. But I think this whole how could I put it? This Minnesota team, they can't catch a good stride. It's like last year or the year before they beat them, then they lose to Denver. I'm at Dallas to go to the championship. This team been supposed to be at somewhere in the championship because I think they will win it if they get there. I think Ant-Man will rise to the occasion and do what's necessary. Like I talk about on a team, that's his team that just was a team. He just got on that team and took them to the championship. That's what I'm talking about, greatness. That will be greatness for Ant-Man. Not if he have to leave there and go play with somebody else to get a championship. I don't count that as greatness. I really think this Minnesota team is they gotta trade this team. They gotta blow this team up. if it keeps coming to this, they gotta blow this team up. I wouldn't stick with this team.
Okay, Cam.
Yeah, really sad for Minnesota. Well, let's start with Denver. Denver is just not going to work with just Jamal Murray and the Joker. We talked about them actually the year they won with the help they had. They're not getting it from Gordon. They're not getting any scoring off the bench. Bruce Brown is not producing like he did when they won the championship. And to me, the coach is not coaching as he should because he's scared of the Joker. Also, you're not going to win any games shooting 6 for 28 from 3. Now back to Minnesota, that hyperextension, I don't know what injury stats are said, but I see when it happened for Ant-Man, it should look really bad. So I don't know what the timeline is. They said in a few weeks. I don't know if that's gonna, even if they beat Denver, because they're up 3-1 right now, if they do end up beating them. I agree with Mike. I don't know if it's gonna work in the next round. Depending on when you get Ant-Man back and what Ant-Man come back. But I want to give a lot of props to AEO. And I don't want to say his last name because I don't want to mispronounce it. But AEO,
You gotta be living right, right? I was walking straight. They had pain in my leg.
And I'm looking like, listen, everybody took an opportunity and the time to shine was AEO. The name actually AEO, right? It's wild. He's coming up there. And I want to give him a lot of props, man, because the last 2 games, he has bust Denver ass. Like I said, off the bench, they get 42 minutes. At 42 minutes and 43 points is a killer. And they actually outscored Denver's bench. Minnesota's bench actually outscored their starters. So it goes to show that they have a decent bench, but how far is that going to get you? I will say this, that Denver needs to take some pride knowing Ant-Man and DiVincenzo, their starting backcourt, is not playing at least the rest of this series. And this is the time for urgency to try and win this series. You're down 3-1. This is the time to do it. Both, you have a superstar not playing and a pretty decent guard in DiVincenzo not playing. What the fuck are y'all gonna do? You need to do something now. And not only that, even though the Joker's been getting his numbers, Rudy Gobert, credit to him, has been doing a pretty decent job against the Joker. Not making life easy for him down in the paint. We know he's more athletic, but he's causing Joker problems, out rebounding him in certain situations. Not blocking shots, deflecting shots. I'm not a big Rudy Gobert fan, but in this series, he's actually doing well. Last thing I'll say is this about the series. The number 0 is crazy. 4 players in this last 2 postseasons with the number 0 sort of Achilles. I'm a superstitious nigga. Get out of there if you got the number 0. You got Tyrese Halliburton, you got Tatum, you got Damian Lillard, and now you got DiVincenzo. I don't know what it's about. I don't know who threw the juju on them with them numbers. Number 0, Achilles, is not even about the last 2 postseasons.
Yeah, that's scary. And I hope they have a speedy recovery because we already seen like Jason Tatum really the only person who's been able to really bounce back from that. So the 0 thing, we're going to put it out there.
It's a fact. The reason why this is the worst time to get this injury for somebody like DiVincenzo, because you're going to miss probably all of next. We're practically in May. All season. I'm not saying you have to say injury, but I'm just saying that we're going to see him all season. Everybody's not going to rush back. I think that Jason Tatum decides to come back because it's not saying he doesn't run it, but it's still in contention to win the championship. This is a terrible time. You're potentially missing all of next year, early next season.
So there's one altercation I want to talk about real quick before we go to this next game. So Jaden McDaniel actually took a layup in the closing seconds while they were already had the lead. And Jokic was pretty upset by that. He actually talked about it in the post-game presser, talking about how he felt it was disrespectful. So he actually ran up on Jaden McDaniels, kind of running him with a big shuffle. They actually kind of ripped everybody apart. He's actually fined $50K for the altercation, and Julius Randle was fined $35,000. But Ace, do you think Jokic was justified sided in being upset for what had happened.
The NBA, there's an unwritten rule, but if it's unwritten, you don't have to follow it. You could try to follow it, but if it's not written, you don't have to follow it. I think that's subjective to the person that got the ball. If I got the ball, you don't get to tell me I could take a layup or not. It can be considered sportsmanship. We're already winning to just dribble the clock out. What if I don't win it? I think that's all subjective to the person. I think you guys gotta have that camaraderie. You gotta have that respect for each other. But sometimes when people have a chip on their shoulder against another team or against another player, like I saw that in the Zion game. Zion went and got the dunk. He went and did a windmill, and you would say you're not supposed to do that. So I see some players do it, and some players honor it. And I guess it's subjective to the person that got the ball.
Yeah, I gotta agree. It's 48 minutes on the clock, but to the third, I think what homeboy did on Minnesota, I'm not gonna lie, me personally, I thought it was unnecessary. But it's 48 minutes. You gotta play till the clock is over. Me personally, would I have done it? No, I wouldn't have done it. I thought it was totally uncalled for. But I do understand that it's 48 minutes. It's a once in a time lesson when Damian Lillard got into it. Chris Paul. This isn't a random thing where this just happened one time. It's a bunch of unwritten rules that people, like Mace just said, though, if it's not written, you can do it. It's just take it written. It's subjective. But me personally, that shit he did, I wouldn't have did that shit. I would have ran the clock out. We actually see people run the clock out and take the violation. Let's say you up 20 points with. And the shot clock runs out. It's just
I don't need no dog.
You don't need no take the violation and just dribble the ball out into the other team and let them take it. Because they're already up 28 points. Some people say it's distasteful and it's not part of the game, but it's 48 minutes in the game.
I'll just say, because I know, yes,
my
unwritten
birthday
rule,
the other
but
day.
he's just bad. And I understand him being bad because he hasn't been playing his best. And when I say him, I'm talking about the Joker. But I'm just not with people when they mad about a game or just other things, taking it out on other people. He could have just went straight back to the locker room. And then you want to run up on the dude. He's a big dude. I just feel like all that didn't need to happen. Because yes, the layup is unnecessary, but if you're mad, you could just express your anger in a different way. You don't gotta run up on the dude because that doesn't do anything for you. But I mean, he stood by what he said, so if he's comfortable with that, cool. But I just don't even think that there is a need for all that either, in my opinion. Joker just has to play better his next game. And it's crazy when you say play better because his stats are already way better than everybody else, but it's not Joker's. It's not where he should be playing, if that makes sense. That's what I'll say. Okay.
Joker was wrong because the ball was all the way down court, right? So the ball was all the way down court. I mean, look, thinking about it, and we're right there half court, and I got the ball.
My mother and father gave me that really upset.
Dribble it out. But if you throw the ball and I'm down the court by myself,
my family come up, my sister come up here.
Try some crazy, some crazy layup or just stay there until everybody come down the court.
I just feel like anything.
And then he ran all the way from
That's what I'm saying. You're just mad. It happens though. I understand his anger.
What's up, Esther? Banana Sovanator. What's up? We'll be back in a little while.
Like Mike said, he's on this end of the court.